Okay, so just like we promised, a ghost of a chance. Just gonna read a whole bunch more chapters. I don't know how many, but yeah, it's getting really exciting. Trying to escape the paparazzi. Yeah. I don't want to give anything away, but just grab your diamond painting and listen.
Chapter 3. Ben took Tyler's arm, pulled him up, and then tossed his coat over his brother's head. The groomsmen followed suit, creating a human shield around him. He walked him behind the sanctuary and out the back door. Inside, he met the priest and told him what had happened, and sent him out to talk to his parents. Ben opened the side door of the church, the same one he went into 45 minutes ago. The paparazzi were already starting to sneak into the church, adding to the throng of reporters who were invited to the wedding. Ben pushed through them, and one of his cousins got into a scuffle with one of the cameramen. Ben cursed himself for letting the limo driver park so far away. He pulled his phone out of his pocket and, while still shielding Tyler, he punched in the code to call the chauffeur. He yelled into the phone to have the driver meet them on the side street of the college library, and that they were being chased down by the paparazzi. "Come on, Ty, move it," Ben yelled as he held the jacket over his brother like they were escaping a sudden downpour. "I am, Jesus, Ben. I'm not an FBI agent. I can't run like you can," Tyler huffed out. "You will if you don't want your face plastered all over the San Francisco News tonight. Horror's golden boy gets jilted at the altar. News at 11, Ben hissed out. They rounded the corner and headed straight for the limo, and managed to get inside just as a couple of forward-thinking cameramen and reporters came around the corner. The limo driver started the engine. As the reporters tried to surround the car, he revved the engine and yelled out the window that he wouldn't hesitate to run any or all of them over. He burst out laughing at the driver's remark and began shaking with emotion. Ben put his arm around his brother's shoulders, knowing that Tyler was very close to the breaking point. Tyler leaned back as the driver pulled out onto the street, tires screeching. "That will get the reporters out of the way," he said to Ben. "Let's hope he gets to your place before the paps do." "We can only hope, Ben. We can only hope," Tyler sighed. Tyler and Ben looked out the back window as the paparazzi ran after the limo. The car made a quick left turn that nearly threw them onto the other side of the car. "Let's hope there are no assholes camped out at your house when we get there." "Is that even possible?" Tyler said, thinking out loud. "Of course it's possible," Ben replied. "This sucks. It just fucking sucks," Tyler said, punching the seat beside him. "I know. We'll figure it all out once we get inside your place and don't have to worry about those asshole paps." "Ben, the main thing is I don't want them finding out about the tumor. My publisher will have issues with that, and the reviewers will attribute any small thing they don't like to it. At the moment, there's nothing I can do about Amy or the wedding, but I have to conceal that." "I know. Let's get you inside," Ben said as he opened the limo door and ushered his brother into the 3-story walk-up that housed his apartment. Tyler unlocked the door, walked into the kitchen, grabbed a tumbler and a bottle of whiskey, and plopped down on a chair in the living room. He stared out the window while he cracked open the seal on the bottle. Ben came out from the kitchen and with a tumbler for himself and handed Tyler his cell phone. "Check to see if she called you or something." Tyler grabbed the phone out of his brother's hand and signed onto it with his thumb. After typing in his password, he saw that he had 4 calls from various tabloids, a couple of friend requests, and an email from one of the hotels he had planned on bringing Amy to on their honeymoon, but no messages from Amy. Ty tossed the phone across the chair so that it landed on the sofa. Ben shook his head and poured his brother another drink. You really should eat something, Ty. For the love of all things holy, when did you turn into Mom? Here, drink this. I'm going to make you a sandwich or something. Do you have anything in the fridge? I don't know. But bring another bottle on your way back. Tyler, drinking like that isn't going to help your health. His brother looked at him with concern. Fuck my health. It's ruined my life, Tyler snapped and then slammed back another shot. Ben walked into the kitchen and shot out a quick text before sticking his head into Tyler's fridge. How old are these eggs? I got them yesterday. Who did you text? I told Mom on you, okay? So you have eggs, onions, 4 kinds of cheese. What straight guy has 4 kinds of cheese? And what's this fromage bullshit? A man with good taste has 4 kinds of cheese. The fromage is also cheese, you Neanderthal. Okay, well, I guess I'll just pick one. Let's see what else you have in this real man kitchen of yours. Ben messed around in the kitchen. The security buzzer started to go off. Tyler got off the sofa to buzz them in, but Ben stopped him. He pushed the speaker button and asked who it was. This is Chet Davies from the Daily Scandal. Is this Tyler Logan's apartment? Go away. He isn't talking to the press, Ben snarled into the intercom and turned so abruptly that he almost knocked a half-drunk Tyler off balance. You, go sit down. I'll answer the buzzer. I want you to just sit there until I can get something to you. The buzzer went off again as Tyler wobbled off to the chair he was sitting in before. Ben pushed down the button, and again he dealt with another reporter, this time some Judy Amir from Call Out magazine. Damn it, these people are vultures, Ben hissed out in the general direction of his brother. I'll drink to that, Tyler said, and refilled his glass. Oh, brother, Ben sighed as he went back to work in the kitchen. 10 minutes later, he was shoving a plate with an omelet, toast, and, for some reason, a handful of grapes into Tyler's hand. Here, eat this before you pickle your liver. I'm going to replace my heart with an extra liver so that I can drink more and care less, Tyler sighed and poked the omelet around with his fork. Yeah, well, eat first. I'm going to call Mom and warn her about the reporters camped out on your front step. Should I go warn your neighbors as well? Yeah, Tyler mumbled out through a mouthful of egg. Ben picked up the phone and called his parents, and as he headed out of the apartment to take the stairs to the first floor. He wanted to assess the situation before he began knocking on people's doors. There were 4 or 5 reporters camped out on the front porch of the blue and white Victorian that Tyler lived in. He went to the first door, but no one was home. On the second floor, a man answered, and Ben filled him in on the situation. Ben laughed when the neighbor offered to get his shotgun and take care of the problem. Just as he was about to head up to Tyler's apartment, his phone rang. Mom? I was just about to call you. We're here, but not sure if we should try and get in because of all these reporters, and there's some guy climbing up the fire escape, his mom told him. I'll meet you at the front door and let you in. Ben ran down the stairs to open the door for his parents. When he swung the door open, reporters were there, shoving mics in his mother's face. He grabbed her and pulled her inside, and his father soon followed. What the hell is wrong with you people? You practically accosted my mother, Ben yelled at the reporters. Can we have a quote? How's Tyler doing? What made his bride run? Reporters yelled at him before he could shut the door. You want a quote? I'll give you a quote, Ben yelled at the reporters. His mother grabbed his arm and dragged him inside and soundly shut the door right in the face of the reporter. Ben, just because they're classless doesn't mean we have to be. And we have more pressing problems, his mother said, pulling him toward the stairs. Ben ran up the stairs and opened the door. Tyler was still on the sofa, bottle in hand. He had stopped pouring the whiskey into a glass and was drinking it right from the bottle. Hey, big bro, how's it hanging? Tyler giggled. Oh, for the love of God and all things holy, Colleen whispered to the ceiling. Tyler, how much have you had to drink? He's sauced, Mom, Ben said. He's a bit more than sauced. Come here, Tyler. Give me the bottle, his father said as he walked over to the chair that Tyler was slouched on. Tyler handed the bottle over to his father. His mother sat down beside him and stroked his hair like she did when he was a little boy. Mom, she didn't want to marry me, Tyler whimpered, and the tears began to flow. I know, baby. It'll be okay, his mother soothed. Ben went around to the bedroom and closed the shades and looked out the window. They knew there was a paparazzo there somewhere, but they had yet to see him or her. Ben and Tyler's father had already checked out on the back balcony and found no one there. All clear, Ben, his father hollered into the bedroom. While their parents comforted Tyler, Ben went into the kitchen to make coffee and scrounge up food to feed everyone, especially Tyler, who was way too drunk to function at the moment. Flashes of light came through the window and Colleen jumped. Martin got up to check and called Ben over. After recognizing the flashes as those coming from a camera, Ben told his father to open the window and he would meet the guy at the bottom of the fire escape. Ben was out the door faster than his father could turn around. When Ben had checked a few minutes ago, the paparazzi were surrounding the house, but none had been bold enough to climb up the fire escape. Chapter 4. Ben ran down the steps and out the front door. Tyler stood up and went to the window where his father stood and leaned over to look out at the fire escape and ground below. He couldn't see anything that wasn't illuminated by the security light that went on when there was motion detected. Tyler and Martin watched as Ben stood silently at the bottom of the ladder, waiting for the photographer to come down. Tyler giggled at the man, who was dressed in what was obviously an expensive jogging suit and running shoes. Dad, look at the bun in that guy's hair. Is that a scrunchie? Tyler said a bit too loudly for his father's comfort. Tyler, be quiet or go sit back down on the sofa. But he has the same messy bun that Mom wears in her hair when she tends to the garden, Tyler whispered, trying to hold back a cackle. They watched as the man got to the last rung and Ben grabbed him and pulled him to the ground. What the hell, man? The photographer yelled. Shut up. I ask the questions here, Ben yelled in the man's face. Tyler put his hand over his mouth to hold in the whoop that was threatening to come out. Martin gave him a stern look. Colleen, can you turn off the lights so that none of the photographers can catch a picture of this fool peeking out of the window? The darkness of the apartment made the security lights appear brighter, and their view of the happenings down below were greatly improved. Who the hell are you? The man asked, his voice cracking. Agent Benjamin Logan, FBI, Ben sneered. What did he say? Tyler asked. Shh, Ty. Ben went all G-man on him, Martin whispered. You're a fucking FBI agent? The man asked after hesitating. Yeah, and I want to know what you were doing up there taking pictures of my brother's apartment, Ben yelled and looked up to see his brother and father watching from behind the curtain. I wanted to get pictures for the paper I work for. I get paid to get the good pictures. So far, no one has gotten a picture of the heartbroken writer who got jilted at the altar. Ben hauled back his fist and slammed it into the man's face, blood spurting everywhere. Dad, did you see that? Mom, Ben clocked the guy. Tyler nearly fell over with the excitement. Now, do you want to tell me again what the hell you were doing snapping pictures of my brother? Practically yelling, the man retorted, I told you I needed pictures for the tabloids. We get paid by the picture and by how much it shows. What did you hear? Nothing. Nothing? Ben asked, raising his fist. Punch him again, Ben, he could hear Tyler yelling. He looked up briefly to see the silhouette of his father trying to drag his brother away from the window. Wait, I'll erase it. Erase what? I got an audio of your brother crying into that woman's lap, that the bride didn't want to marry him. I used one of those high-density auto recorders. That woman is our mother, and I'm taking your camera and your audio devices into custody. You can't do that. Freedom of the press. You're an idiot. You were trespassing, invading someone's privacy. The words scum of the earth come to mind. You're just lucky I don't arrest you for peeping Tomery. Peeping Tomery? Tyler repeated, falling back and nearly knocking his father to the ground. Oh my God, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Ben looked up at the window and yelled, "Shut up, Ty!" Martin took control of the situation and pulled Tyler back from the window and closed the sash. "Here, you deal with our idiot son for a few minutes, Colleen. I'm going to go downstairs and keep Ben from killing that guy." Tyler sat down on the sofa and his father turned on the apartment lights. His mother had just handed him a bowl of spaghetti when Ben came bursting back in. "I got the guy's camera and his audio device. Pretty standard gear for the run-of-the-mill paparazzi. We used better stuff at the academy," Ben gloated. "What happened?" Colleen asked as she scooped up 3 more bowls of pasta. "He gave me his equipment and then ran down the street like a scared Pomeranian. So, Ty, did you enjoy the show?" "Oh my God, man, that was awesome. I had to drag him away from the window. He was either going to fall out or attract more attention, the fool," Martin deadpanned, still annoyed at his youngest son. "I'm less drunk," Ty piped up. "You're not less drunk," Martin argued. "He'd better get less drunk," Colleen added. "I'm filling him with carbs. Ben, how am I going to get all that blood out of your shirt? What did you do to that man?" "Oh, I broke Man Bun's nose." "Man Bun?" His father chuckled. "Yeah, he had his hair up in a bun like Mom wears sometimes." "Oh my God, that is so funny. We saw that. It bobbed back and forth when you slugged him." Tyler was, at this point, trying to put his bowl on the coffee table while almost doubled over laughing. "Man Bun. Oh, geez. Colleen, can you get our boys some more coffee?" "Sure, honey. Can you check the tabloid sites again while I do that?" "Sure. Nothing comes up. Hold on. Oh, shit. Ben, Colleen, come look at this." Ben, his mother, and father went through the websites that a few minutes earlier had no mention of Ty's wedding fiasco, and they all had what they called the inside scoop. The first website had a picture of Ty waiting at the altar at the church with the caption, "Author's bride turns the page on wedding," and the next said, "Horror author's wedding turns into his worst nightmare," accompanied by a photo of Tyler and Ben leaving the church. The last and worst was a picture of Tyler lying on a sofa with his head in his mother's lap. The caption read, "Horror author Tyler Logan cries into his mother's lap after runaway bride turns their wedding day into a nightmare." "That little bastard." "Man Bun?" Tyler asked. "Yeah, Man Bun. I'm going to find something to arrest him for." "Amy has made your life hell in the last 3 hours. What are you going to do?" Tyler got up off the sofa and began to pace, the coffee finally working its magic to sober him up, at least enough for him to function. "I'm surprised that she hasn't been interviewed. We need to be sure she isn't going to spill the beans about the tumor," Colleen stated calmly but assuredly. "I need to cancel all the honeymoon plans. I need to grab my binder out of the bedroom. I'll be right back, Dad. I'm going to need the computer." "No problem, son. I can't keep reading this crap." "Tyler, get your binder and we'll see what we can do online to minimize the number of people you have to talk to," Ben suggested. "I'll make more coffee," Colleen said, getting up from her perch on the sofa. "I think there's almost a whole pot," Ben said. "I need to do something." "Let your mother do something, Ben." "Okay, Mom, make coffee, bake a cake, whatever you want to do." Chapter 5. Tyler came out of the bedroom and tore a page out of his Filofax and handed it to Ben. "These are all the confirmation numbers of hotels, cars, and everything else that can be canceled online. Glad we weren't going to head over to Europe until the day after tomorrow, so we fall within the 24-hour cancellation policy on most of the stuff. She leaves me high and dry at the wedding, but I'm not going to let her screw me out of tens of thousands of dollars I put on this honeymoon," Tyler said, and headed toward the kitchen. After fielding a few reporters' calls while trying to use his phone, Tyler got frustrated and turned the ringer off. "Ben, can I grab your phone? Mine is ringing off the hook." "Yeah, sure," Ben said, and handed his phone to his brother, who immediately went back to making phone calls. Ben checked on his parents to see if they were having any problems canceling things on the computer, but his mother was surprisingly adept at online technology. "Way to go, Mom. How do you know so much about the internet?" "Oh, I love the internet. I can chat with the garden club on Saturday mornings while still in my pajamas, and I can shop at 5 a.m. when I can't sleep. I love the internet." Ben and Martin laughed at this. Tyler made some noise in the kitchen and mumbled something about the wedding being called off due to unforeseen circumstances. He motioned his brother to come over, and Ben went into the kitchen to find Tyler had sat down on the stool that Amy used to reach the top shelves in the cabinets. Ty stood up with his cell phone and filofax in hand. He looked up at his brother and sighed. I need to get out of here, Ben. I know. At least until the paparazzi loses interest, Ben agreed. World-famous horror author gets left at the altar. Ha, that sort of rhymes. Not funny, Ben, but yeah, it does, and if I can come up with a play on words, the tabloids are going to have a field day with this. I really wanted to punch that guy again, Ty, Ben said while waving his fist in the direction of the balcony. How the hell did Man Bun get onto my balcony in the first place? Ben chuckled. He scaled the building like Spider-Man? Perhaps he jumped up like Spider-Man? No, he came through the plumbing like Aquaman, then popped out of the toilet and ran to the balcony. If that's the case, I regret having the cleaning ladies come in yesterday to clean the place. Ha, Ben laughed, and then his face became serious. So, what are we going to do? About Man Bun? No, idiot-proof, about getting you out of here. Where do you want to go? Someplace quiet, where I won't be recognized. Or, if I am, the people aren't going to be interested enough in me to call the tabloids. You also need to go someplace with top-of-the-line medical care, bro. Germany? Tyler suggested. You don't speak German. Good point. England? They would know you there, and they have paparazzi too. Shit, you're right. Can't go hide at Mum's house. Ty, why do you keep referring to England as Mum's house? Because the U.S. was founded by a bunch of naughty teenagers running away from home. You're an idiot. Can I blame it on my brain tumors? Not funny, Ben snapped at him, and the moment of silliness passed as if it had never happened. Tyler sat down in his overstuffed leather chair and ran his fingers through his bleach blonde spiky hair, making his dark roots show starkly between his pale skin and his blonde peaks. Wait, duh, Ty, you're actually brilliant. Tyler's mouth dropped open and he looked up at his brother with mock surprise at the compliment. Huh? The cottage in Ardmore. We haven't been there in years and no one knows we have it. Chances are the only people who will recognize you are the ones who knew us as children. They won't or shouldn't know that you are who you are. They're only going to know you as Ty-Ty, the little American boy who let their bull loose because you felt bad for it being chained up. Oh yeah, good point. I'm lucky that bull didn't crush me to smithereens. That, and if there was anything left of you, Dad would have tanned your hide. I'm sure that little escapade is still the best kept secret in Ardmore. I'm just glad they caught him before he was able to get to Declan's tower. Ty, you look up flights and all that stuff, and I'll ask Mom if we still own the place. If not, I'm sure with your money you can buy a place over the phone. Buying a property isn't the same as ordering pizza, dork. With your money, it is, shitface. After Ben went to talk to their mother, he went off to the balcony to check to make sure no one else was trying to scale the house. There were a dozen photographers below. He thought of whipping out the dragon and pissing on them, but that wasn't something he could or was willing to do while his mother was in the next room. His loosely bridled rage was being held in check only by his concern for his baby brother. The one inside, who was sitting on his kitchen stool with his laptop on his lap, the one left at the altar and humiliated by the love of his life with no explanation. When Ben got a hold of her, it wasn't going to be pretty, but he wasn't going to do anything that would further upset his brother right now. Amy knew of the growths growing in Ty's brain. She also understood why he refused to get the operation until after he finished the last book in his Ghost of Glencoe series. If she'd had an issue with that, she could have realized that any day prior to the wedding. The bitch knew that the media would be there. She knew it. But it didn't stop her from not only breaking his heart, but destroying him completely. He was so caught up in his own thoughts that he didn't hear his mother come out. Wait, what, Mom? Ben said after realizing that she'd been talking to him. With exasperation in her voice, she relayed the information and then asked how Ty was really doing, because he would have opened up to Ben more than his parents. He's destroyed, Mom, but we've got him. He just needs to get away until the Paps move on to their next kill. Colleen made a few phone calls from Tyler's bedroom and came back out into the living room. I've got it taken care of. Ty, you're going to fly into Shannon International. A car's going to pick you up and get you to the Ardmore cottage. I'm trying to get in touch with the lady who usually cleans the place for us, but it's been years. Who knows if she's even still in the area. If not, I can figure something out. Thanks, Mom. When do I leave? Tyler asked. Tomorrow afternoon. Now, does this thing turn into a sofa bed? Yes, it does, and no, you're not sleeping on it. You and Dad can sleep in my bed. The sheets are freshly changed and everything. Ben and I can sleep out here. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I don't have anything to wear, Colleen said. Martin grinned. I'm okay with that. Gross, Dad, Ben and Tyler screeched in unison. Mom, I have plenty of sweats and oversized t-shirts in the bottom drawer of the brown dresser. Okay, then. Also, I have toothbrushes and everything else you might need in the bottom drawer of the vanity in the bathroom. We had stocked up for Ben's friend who was going to apartment sit while we were gone. Ben grabbed his phone out of his brother's hand. Fuck, I forgot to call him. Tyler got up and swayed and then sat back down. Martin, can you get the sofa bed situated for them both while I clean up the kitchen? Sure thing, honey, he answered. After the sofa bed was made and Ben and Tyler had changed into sweats, his father handed them both a bottle of water and 2 Tylenol each. Take those now. You'll thank me in the morning. You have to get up early if we're going to get you on that 4 o'clock flight to Shannon. Oh, yeah, I have to repack. I'm not going on a honeymoon. I'll need my books and stuff. Tyler stopped talking long enough to down a few gulps of water with the pills. He flopped into bed and was out almost as soon as his head hit the pillow. He's going to be in some serious pain in the morning, Ben said to his dad. Not just from the hangover either, Martin confirmed. As soon as the boys were in bed, their mother, dressed in Tyler's favorite Poe tee and his Emerson sweats, came out to kiss them both goodnight. Tyler mumbled something in his sleep, and Ben grinned at his mother before shutting his eyes. She flicked off the lights on her way to Tyler's bedroom. Chapter 6. Early the next morning, Tyler was in pain, major pain. He stumbled out of bed, both hands holding his head as if he were trying to hold his brain in. He groaned, his hands going to his stomach as he ran to the bathroom. His head was pounding, his heart was broken, and his stomach lurched as he bent over the toilet and let it all out. The contents of his stomach and the grief in his heart. Tears ran down his reddened cheeks, sweat beaded on his forehead. He moaned as his vomit turned into dry heaves. Once his stomach began to calm, he stood up and rinsed out his mouth and splashed some water on his face. He went into the living room, intent on packing after he had a cup of coffee, to find his brother was spread out diagonally on the sofa bed, and the stuff he needed was under it. Tyler shuffled into the kitchen in search of coffee and anything to get the taste of sick out of his mouth. He grabbed a mug and filled it with last night's coffee and popped it into the microwave. He ate 2 Tylenol and waited for the microwave to beep. The sound nearly broke his skull in half. He knew better than to drink whiskey, but last night he didn't care. Today he did. Stupid, he hissed at himself and pulled the heated coffee out of the microwave. He had just finished his first cup of coffee when his mother came out. Oh, that smells good. It is good. Sit down, I'll bring you a cup. How's your head, Ty? His mother asked. Remember that time Ben and I were chasing each other, and for the first time he couldn't catch me, and I tripped and he stepped on my head wearing his soccer cleats? Yes, I do. There was blood everywhere, a mother's worst nightmare. Does it hurt that bad? Worse. Oh, my poor baby, she said, taking a sip of the coffee he had just put down in front of her. Oh, this is wonderful coffee. It's hazelnut cream from that coffee shop where that girl works. The one you tried to set me up with? What was her name? Julie, Jennifer, Jenna? It was Jolie, and I should have known she wasn't your type. But you know, Charmaine really wanted me to set you up with her daughter. Jolie swooned when she saw you that first time. Only you would use the word swoon. Tyler chuckled and instantly regretted it. Colleen patted his hand and grabbed her purse. Now, we need to get you packed and stuff so that we can get you onto that plane to Shannon. I got the tickets, and if I take a cab, maybe I can sneak out of the building unnoticed. Or perhaps FBI man who's hugging that pillow like it's a teddy bear over there might have some ideas. Martin came out and poured himself a mug of coffee and sat down at the table with Tyler and his wife. It does look like he's hugging a teddy bear. A grumble came from the sofa bed. What's that, Ben? His mother asked. Not a teddy bear, a redhead, he groaned and sat up. Oh, for the love of all things holy, his mother let out an exasperated breath. Tyler grinned and then winced. His mother pulled a bottle out of her purse and handed him 2 pills. What are these? Tylenol with a kick. I take them for my migraines. They won't knock you out like the painkillers the doctor gave you for your headaches, but it will do far more to help than just 2 Tylenol will. Tyler tossed them back with a big gulp of coffee and opened his Filofax. Okay, so let's get this planning done so I can get to packing. I imagine I'll be gone for like a month? Yeah, at least, Ben said. What are we going to do when your book comes out and the press regurgitates this whole thing? Martin asked. I'll get Becky on it. She's one hell of a publicist, and I'm sure she'll know exactly how to handle it. I'll give her a call from the plane. I'm in first class, right? Of course you are, idiot-proof. We all know how fragile you are, Ben quipped. If I weren't dying right now, I'd go over there and kick your ass. Ben laughed and launched out of the sofa bed, side-skirted his brother, and grabbed a coffee mug. He laughed again when he realized that his brother had braced himself to be taken down. Aw, come on, little bro. You know I wouldn't kick your ass today. Yeah, I know. Old instincts, Tyler said, and gave Ben an apologetic nod. Okay, so what are we talking about? Ben asked, pouring more coffee into his mug. Nothing yet. We got interrupted by your tomfoolery, Colleen stated matter-of-factly. The 4 of them spent the next half an hour planning every aspect of getting Tyler onto the plane to Ireland, including any contingencies. Colleen went into the kitchen to make breakfast for the 4 of them. Ben folded up and put away the bedding from the sofa bed. Martin was making some phone calls, and Tyler was making a list of what he needed to bring with him. Ben looked over his shoulder 20 minutes later to see that Tyler had 2 pages of book listed. You're not going to need all those books. I am too, Tyler shot back. Ben shook his head and went into the kitchen to help their mother with breakfast. After they ate breakfast, the plan was that Ben would call his FBI friend and tell them that the place was still available, but he would have to dodge the paparazzi and press. Tyler would start packing, and whatever he didn't immediately need, he could either order from Amazon or his mother would ship to him under an alias. Martin would talk to Lacey, who lived in the apartment on the first floor and was friends with Tyler, to help get him to the airport. The shock of being left at the altar was replaced with plans and circumventing the media camped outside the building. Ben went over to the window and looked out. There's a pack of wolves down there. Looks like you're still the fresh meat of the day, Ty. Don't they have anything better to write about than people's pain? Colleen hissed, her disgust palpable. No, Mom, unfortunately I'm the flavor of the week, Ty said. Just like your first year of college, all the girls who were following me around dropped me like a hot potato the minute emo boy showed up, Ben joked. Tyler let out a sigh. I'm not emo, and I don't wear black eyeliner. Yet, Ben said. Yeah, yet, Martin said with a wan smile. Oh, for the love, we know, Mom, of all things holy, Ben said, finishing her much-used expression. They ate their breakfast quickly and got about setting their plan in action. Ben brought 2 suitcases down to Lacey's apartment, and her husband helped her bring them out to her car. The plan was to get Tyler into her car and on the way to the airport without the press recognizing him. After packing his computer bag and making sure he had his boarding pass, Tyler grabbed his phone and checked his messages. Again, he had dozens of calls from the press, one from his publicist, one from his friend Steve, and one from Amy's parents' number. He showed the phone to Ben and excused himself into the bedroom to call them back. 10 minutes later, Tyler came out of his bedroom, his eyes red and puffy. He slumped down into a chair and put his head in his hands. His mother immediately sat beside him and put her arm around his shoulders. His father went to get him a drink of water, and Ben, his face hard and anger radiating off of him, left the apartment to check on their plans with Lacey. Baby, what did they say? What's going on in that girl's mind? Colleen asked gently, running her fingers through Ty's hair and hugging him with her other arm. Amy told her parents that she would rather live as a poor bride than live as a rich widow. She could have talked to me about this. The doctor said that I shouldn't have any problems for at least 4 or 5 months. All I needed was a month to get this book ready to go out to the editors. It's not like I refused to have the surgery at all. Couldn't she even give me a month? Or even talk to me about it? Ty, she's acting out of fear. Chances are she'll snap out of it, and you both will plan another wedding. And just be forewarned, I will not be wearing the same dress. Oh, Mom, Tyler almost smiled. Her parents said that they've been driven crazy by all the paps outside their house and the constant calls by the press. They've sent Amy off to one of her relatives, but they wouldn't give me the number. They said that Amy wants a clean break. Colleen hugged her son tightly and whispered, I'm so sorry you're hurting, my sweet baby boy. I wish I could be angry with her, but that wouldn't help you at all. But once you're safe in Ireland, I'm going to set the mad free. I'll be all right. It just hasn't hit me yet. Hopefully it won't while I'm thousands of miles above the ocean when it does. I'll be fine. It hurts, but I'll be okay. Right now, I just need to get out of here so I can get that book finished, so I can get the surgery and maybe get my aims back. You're right, sweetheart. But don't be surprised that once this is over, you'll find that you don't want her back. Trust is like a crystal goblet. Once it's broken, it's shattered forever, Colleen said mournfully. Right now, I can't think of ever not wanting her. She made me laugh. She made me think. She made me want to be better. Colleen was just about to say something when Ben came into the apartment with Lacey. He took one look at his brother's face, and his eyes grew hard. Are you ready for the great escape, idiot-proof? He asked, with no humor in his voice. Yeah, let's get going.